I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, she on my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need the brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And whoo! Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Woo! Watch how I set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. Whoa, on me, you know I'm the one and only. All them other ones is phony. Moving like a drum, I'm on beat. Whoa, yeah, you could put the pressure on me. I ain't never getting cold feet. Straight tie where I'm gon' be. I got no time to debate. I put my reps in like every day. I keep it moving, I don't like the wait. I just keep adding these wins to the plate. I ain't worried about a setback. With a loss, I'ma get back. Going up on a jetpack. All the haters, you can sit back. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Can't hold me back. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. You can't hold me back. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, here we it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is going on, CandleMafia? I see you guys already going ballistic in the chat. I just sat down at the desk, and the chat is just flying. But what is going on, CandleMafia? We got an amazing show for you tonight. Now, as Bitcoin has basically just been stalling sideways and is just kind of chilling and bing-bonging sideways, I want to talk a little bit about the longer term as we have rejected that macro golden pocket, which we were expecting a rejection at, but I want to talk about, could this be a potential stronger top than we expect? And even if we do come back up to break the current highs, could we still see a bigger correction come in here? And I do think it's possible for many reasons, not guaranteed, but definitely possible for many, many reasons. So I want to talk about that and kind of compare today's price action or today's top as we hit that golden pocket. I want to compare that to 2019 and other significant tops in the past and see what was going on. What was the hype? What were the narratives at this time? And could we see this be a macro top or at least some kind of a significant top calling for some more downside? So we're going to be covering that on today's live stream, and we'll cover some of the short-term stuff, guys, but to be quite frank with you, no pun intended, we haven't really seen much happen, right? Bitcoin's just going sideways. We haven't even had any of our trade setups in the premium Discord other than the one that we took the other day that is still just kind of sitting there. We haven't really seen anything happen. So I just kind of wanted to shift focus here, and we might just roll for like an hour or so just because things are kind of boring, but you guys know what happens every time I try to do a short live stream. But anyway, before we jump into it, guys, go ahead and smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get on the live stream, guys, we will be spinning that wheel of pain and pleasure where you guys will have multiple chances to win some free crypto and maybe a free Frankie Candles hat. I saw somebody asking, shout out to Work Token. Shout out to you. But yeah, I saw somebody asking, do we have these in stock ready to ship or do we have to order them? We actually do have them in stock ready to go. I guess maybe you're trying to think about shipping time or something. But we do actually have those in-house ready to go. Tony ships them out as they come in. And shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I do appreciate you. He said, I did the thing today. I know you did it too. Shout out to Dave Digital talking about that workout, baby. Shout out to Dave absolutely crushing the 2024 workouts. Shout out to you, bro. Congrats on your dedication. And I appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much, Dave. And by the way, guys, before we jump into it, shout out to Golden for already gifting 50 Frankie Candles memberships and Anna Maria for gifting another 5 Frankie Candles memberships. The support of this industry, the support of this community is absolutely insane. And we completely, I'm just completely blown away every single time we do one of these streams. The support is unreal. I ran through a bunch of Discord DMs last night and the day before, and these DMs are absolutely insane, guys. Talking about how we changed their lives. People have learned so much, and they're making money with what we teach here on the live streams every single day. So shout out to you. You know who you are if you sent me a DM or if you got an answer. I even sent a little bit of a video helping somebody out with something. But anyway, guys, with all that being said, let's say what's up to the Mafia, and then let's go ahead and jump into this saucy or boring Bitcoin price action. But shout out to Golden said, I dropped some at MTC see today. So my daily limit is close to maxed. We will see. And there he goes once again. Shout out to Golden for dropping those memberships. 20 Frankie Candles memberships. The volume here on the speaker is going absolutely nuts. But shout out to Golden, bro. I appreciate you so much. You have absolutely no idea. And there goes Joseph Gilbert dropping those 5 Frankie Candles membership. What is going on right now? The love is unreal today. Shout out to Anna Maria says, I hope one day I could give more members. Well, Anna Maria, I bet you that day may be coming very soon if you stick with the trading and you stick in crypto. So shout out to you guys. We also got RP in the chat. We got French Toaster. What is going on, bro? Let's see. Shout out to everybody who just got gifted a membership. Shout out to Dave Digital for the super chat again. Said thank you for showing up today for Randy. Hashtag GTFO NYC. As you guys know, Randy was talking about moving out of New York City this morning, and I was telling her do it. But yeah, shout out to Miss Teen Crypto, or Randy, as she is now better known as. But let's see who else we got in here. Let's see. We got Matt Nicky says Mafia is growing. Absolutely, Matt. That is the goal. Shout out to Dan D. What is going on? Ill Hero in the chat. We got Henry dropping those golden emojis. We got DV dropping those Traders Realities emojis. Shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Go check them out, guys. They got some awesome content over there. And last but not least, we got Retro Mike, Steven Atwell, 2K, French Toaster, and my boy Dreamer, Wick, and John Vucci, my paisan. What is going on, bro? But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this saucy price action, try to figure out what Bitcoin is going to do next. Let's get it. So guys, here we are on the Bitcoin chart. And like I said, not much has changed here in the kind of local price action, right? Obviously, Bitcoin has gotten a drop to the downside, a little bit of a bing bong sideways, and that's about it, right? We are just continuously going sideways here. Pretty boring price action, to be quite honest with you. You can see we hit that macro golden pocket, looked for that rejection, got it, and ever since then, we've just kind of been, just chilling, right? Bing bonging sideways. Oh yeah, guys, smash that like button. Said, hang on a second. Stuckernbrock, shout out to you, bro, said 123 likes. Smash that like button. Let's go for 550, guys. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, we will be adding some Frankie Candles hats to those giveaways. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on, right? So we're just kind of chilling sideways, bing-bonging back and forth. And the question here is, are we going to get a move to the downside? Are we going to get a move to the upside? And as you guys know, we have kind of covered this price action yesterday on exactly what I would be expecting if we wound up getting a move to the downside, where we are looking for our next trades, or if we get a move to the upside, where we would be looking for a potential short position. And, we went over those exact levels. I will show them very briefly, but really what I am looking at, guys, obviously in the premium Discord, we were getting some, we're in a local long position here, just a little bit of a scalp. Honestly, like, if it plays out, it plays out. If we get stopped out, it's a small loss. Honestly, don't really feel, don't have like the super, like most high confidence on that trade, but as long as we're managing that risk the way we do, it's no big deal, right? As long as your winners are way bigger than your losses, you should be able to be continuously profitable, right? But other than these little scalp positions, right, with tighter risk management, smaller position sizes, really my next trades that I would be interested in, guys, where I am looking to put some money on the line, really isn't until we wind up getting a bigger move to the upside, or if we get a bigger move to the downside. I am not really looking for a massive move coming off of this consolidation right here. Not that it can't happen, but I would just really like to come a little lower or a little bit higher. Now, for the move to the upside, guys, obviously looking at Market Cipher B, you can see that we have money flow coming out on the daily, which is generally a little bit more of a bearish sign, indicating that the trend would likely continue to the downside. Now, with that being said, we have to be a little bit careful, right? We talked about this yesterday. The fact that we are in such a bullish trend here, we can sometimes spend a lot more time in the green with the money flow, or in my case, the blue, with the money flow, when we're in these big bullish trends. So sometimes that money flow can creep towards the zero line and then bounce back and come up into a bigger green wave. However, the fact that we have hit this macro golden pocket, which is a significant level of resistance, and again, we went over this as we were approaching this level. not only is there a macro golden pocket, a value area high, not only did we hit a monthly naked point of control, but we also had all the influencers. We had everybody getting super bullish, which is a gigantic red flag for a move to the downside. Not only that, but a potential macro top to come in here, right? Obviously, you are going to be having people take profits at this significant level, especially a macro golden pocket, guys. Like, this is a level that at some point everybody wound up looking at. And if you weren't originally looking at it, you probably heard me talk about it, and then eventually everyone else was talking about it. And, this is a big level that a lot of traders are going to look at, right? Especially in the macro. It's simply put, the macro golden pocket from the high all the way down to the low. So profit taking to be expected there. But the thing that does have me a little bit worried here, guys, would be the fact that things that we have seen in the past, again, every time we get these big narratives, right, these big bullish news events, or just these big bullish, like, the ETF is, in my opinion, the most bullish thing that has ever happened in crypto. Yes, I 100% agree with that. But oftentimes, guys, when we see this stuff happen, the top is usually coming either in or very close to coming in. And this is why we were warning everybody not to get FOMO-ly bullish at this level, right? And we're going to go back in the stream. We're going to go back in time, compare this to all the, not all the other, but many other macro tops in the market. We're going to talk about this top, as well as the 2019 top and the 2017 top, which all had major events occur as the top was coming in. So we have to be very, very careful. Now, this is not to say that we cannot come up and break this high. It's not even to say that we can't come up and absolutely rip to the upside to much higher prices. Now, granted, I do think that is a little bit less likely that we just start continuously ripping to the upside and just screaming up with no stop in sight. I think it is much more likely to get a bigger correction to come in here. And even if we do come up and break this high, I still would be very cautious at our next key levels of resistance, which we will look at right now. So we actually took a look at this yesterday on the live stream, guys. The next key level of resistance for me is simply going to be, obviously, we're looking at this macro golden pocket, and let me see if I can figure out which actual fib that is, or I may just pull it fresh. There we go, right? So that is the macro golden pocket, and if we were, here's the bullish case, if we were to get a bigger move to the upside, break this high, and crack above that, this golden pocket right here and the value area high, the next level I would be looking at is the top of the golden pocket, right? So we came out here, rejected. If we come back up right here, the top of the golden pocket sitting at about 50,000 let's see, 50,200, basically 50,300 is the top of that golden pocket. This is going to be a significant level to watch. Now, if we continue to crack up here and we flip that golden pocket to support, there are a couple of other levels I am keeping an eye on. Now, number one, we want to keep an eye out for the 786 retracement. Now, this is coming in at about $57,547. So that is a key level that we're looking at. However, you can see back in 2019, when we got something very similar to happen, right? We came down here, if you pull your fib from the all-time high all the way to the bear market low, we came up to test that golden pocket, never went for the 786. Granted, that does not mean it can't happen now, but if we did wind up breaking that golden pocket, the next logical place to look for resistance would be that 786. And on top of that, guys, we also have, let me see if I can find the level. Right here, we also have the Bybit value area high. Now, we are looking at the Bitstamp chart, which gives us slightly different levels on the volume profile when we pull it over the bull market range. So if you come on over to Bybit, you can see, if we pull that same range on Bybit, we do get slightly different levels, and that value area high is sitting here at about $54,000. So right here, $54,046, give or take a few bucks, depending on how closely you want to snipe that actual level, how close you want to zoom in. But these are the next key levels to the upside, guys. And if we crack up here, first level going to be about 50,300 at the top of the golden pocket. Then the Bybit value area high at 54K, and that 786. At 57,771. So these are the next key levels to the upside. And then, obviously, the levels to the downside, guys, we looked at this yesterday. We looked at the liquidation heat maps. We took a look at where all the liquidity was sitting, and we simply, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. We'll pull up the heat map, and we'll take a look. But, we took a look at all these levels, right? Local support, we have two levels down here between about 39,600 and 38,775. This is kind of the next significant area of support that I would be looking at if we do get a bigger move to the downside. So like I said, although we did have a long setup in the premium Discord, scalp long from down here, which is already in profit. So, you know, even if we get stopped out, many people are going to get stopped out at break even or in profit. But you know, with this, you know, not really looking to load up on those bigger positions, again, until we wind up breaking these lows and coming into more significant support. Continuing on here, let's go ahead and pull up that liquidation heat map. And you guys will know we looked at this yesterday. Let's pull up the 1 month chart. You can see the most significant level of liquidity here is sitting at about $39,500. So again, understanding that we have all these liquidations down here, sometimes price likes to come down and grab that liquidity before getting a reversal to the upside. Now, with that being said, if we do come down there, guys, I don't know. It's very hard to say if we are just going to get the pull down from here or kind of, excuse me, what I would prefer to see would be a reversal, not a reversal, but a retracement back to the upside to put in a lower high and then continue this bigger trend back to the downside. Now, this is honestly what I would prefer to see if we did wind up coming up to some of these key levels that we're looking at shorts for or looking for shorts at. This is where I would kind of be looking to load up on a short position. However, you know, it's very hard to predict exactly what will happen. But if I had it the way I wanted, I would like a retracement here, right? Then the scalp long in the premium will wind up playing out. And then we will come up to some key levels, which obviously, guys, where are we looking for those rejections typically? Well, typically, we are looking at that golden pocket retracement, right? So golden pocket 786, somewhere within this pocket is likely where that lower high will come in, right? So we get up there. This is the zone where I will be looking for my short confirmations. But other than that, guys, very boring price action. Just kind of waiting for this thing to break down or break up where we have a plan. In either case, if we come up, we have a plan to make money. If we come down, we have another different plan to make money, right? We can make money going in either direction, and it literally feels like cheating. So with that being said, this looks pretty good, right? Like if we did come up here, this does look pretty good for a short, not only because that 786 golden pocket is where we would put that lower high in at, but we also have the money flow coming out on the daily. So if that money flow continues to come out, that is going to be more indicative of a downtrend continuing in the long term. Remember, the money flow indicates the longer term trend. And if you look here, you have the VWAP on the daily about to look to cross over that zero line to give us a green dot. And if it does, that could be the thing that gives us that retracement to the upside into those key levels that we're looking at to then finally roll back over, put that lower high in, and continue down as the money flow crosses into the red. And then that might be where we wind up continuing that downtrend with a lower high, a lower low, and then continuous lower highs and lower lows, right? Down to our next key levels below, which I'm not going to cover them again in full today because we looked at it yesterday and the day before. Nothing has changed. But I will give you this. Macro POC at 34.4, 34.5. This is going to be a very key level of support, obviously, not only because of the POC, but we also have a lot of liquidity down here, which would make a lot of sense to come sweep that, right? Even if we are going to continue up. So there you go, right? Very hard to figure out, right? And I'm going to talk to you guys about why we might want to be careful here in the long term, right? Like, again, the short term is a lot harder to predict whether we're going to come up here, crack this high, and come a little bit higher. But even if we did do that, guys, you have to understand, right? Now, I think this is a little less likely, but not impossible, right? I have to be honest. It's not impossible, but if we continued up here, I don't think it's very likely to just keep coming up and screaming to the upside, right? This is where it would be beneficial. This would be beneficial for me as an influencer, right? I hate that word. Oh, guys, we're going up forever. This is the most bullish thing ever. We're going up, we're going up, we're going up. But I cannot say that, right? And because I would not be able to sleep at night just blindly telling everybody we're going straight up after tapping a macro level of resistance, sweeping macro liquidity from this high all the way back from 2022, and the fact that we just had a bullish event, which oftentimes marks a macro top, right? So I just simply cannot sit here and be like, guys, we're going up forever, super bullish, just because it's good for YouTube views, right? So just keep that in mind. But continuing on here, I want to talk about these previous highs, right? Because again, very, very similar, right? What was the last time? Well, let me actually have them marked out here. Let me go ahead and let me actually hide all the other TA here. Let's hide the fib. We'll hide the local. We'll hide the macro volume profile, and then we will hide this fib, and we'll even hide this fib. Now, here is the thing, guys. Again, right? There is always a narrative, right? And if we unhide, let me pull up the macro events here. All these highs came with very, very bullish news. This is why, before we look into this is why, again, not saying we can't come higher, right? Like, could we just continue to scream to the upside? Like, anything is possible. We have seen crazier things happen in crypto, right? But we have to be careful, right? Like, just the fact that we're getting this bullish news, oftentimes it's a sell the news event, right? Because you have to understand the smart money, right? The people who knew what they were doing, and the banks and the big money, right? They were all buying down here when they were trying to scare everybody out of the market, right? They're just scaring everybody. Bitcoin's dead. Bitcoin's going to zero. All the exchanges are failing. Oh my God. And they're just eating all this up. And you have to understand the people buying down here, guys, are now up, or at that point, we're up over 200%. They are going to take profit. And the thought here, or kind of you have to realize that a lot of the people who are taking profit here, you have to understand, retail gets wrecked, right? As you hit that macro level of resistance with the bullish news, you have to understand the people who are buying that and the people who are expecting things to just rip through that level are retail, right? They are FOMO buying. They don't understand how the markets work, and retail is buying up here, where the whales and the smart money are simply dumping on you, right? The retail was exit liquidity. People looking for price to just smash through here were the exit liquidity, right? And the big money is taking profit up here, which could lead to a bigger move to the downside. Now, obviously, Bitcoin ETF is, I have been saying this, right? Like, we haven't seen a spot Bitcoin ETF ever, right? Like, this has been a highly anticipated thing for ever, right? Years people have been anticipating this. But, like we were saying, as we were approaching this level, like, very unlikely that you just completely rip to the upside, right? Like, this is very bullish for Bitcoin in the long term, in my opinion, right? But not just for an absolute, completely crazy, just scream to 100K instantly, right? Like, I just don't understand how people would expect that. And I've seen a lot of people on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, just like, this is the most bullish thing. Oh my God, we're going to 100K. And I'm just like, did you guys forget how the market works? But here's the thing. Again, not impossible, right? Like, I am obviously an agnostic. I am a trader. I'm a technical trader, right? So I'm agnostic. I don't care if it goes up or down, right? My long-term bags would enjoy if it continued up, but I don't care because I make money in either direction. But I simply trade the charts, right? We have a daily bearish divergence here, which obviously made it very much more likely to get that pullback that we were looking for. But here's the thing, guys. Let's look at these other events, right? So back here, actually, I won't show. I'm not going to look at all these at the same time. Let's see. Let's hide this one, or let's hide this one, right? So right here, right, we had the ProShares BETO Futures ETF, right? So obviously, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the ETF stuff, right? So we didn't have a spot ETF, but we actually did have futures Bitcoin ETFs, right? So you're not actually buying and selling Bitcoin; they're just futures. So that actually has been a thing, and they were released, at least due to my research, up here, right? Surprise, right at the top of the market. And this was the narrative, guys. This is how people who don't understand how the market works get wrecked, right? This is where, oh my God, we got the futures ETF. Oh my God, this is the narrative. We're going to 100K. We're going to 100K. And then boom, exit liquidity. Everyone got nuked on right into the bear market, right alongside the 4-year cycle. And along with the technical analysis, what did we have happen here? We simply had nasty daily bearish divergences right here with your lower highs on your momentum waves, or RSI. I look at Market Cipher for my divergences, but I'm sure they were there on the RSI as well. You have the bear divs, right? So your technical signals were there on top of your super macro technical signals, which was a weekly bearish divergence, right? Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves, money flow continuing to the downside, right? So, the technical signals are here, but all the influencers and everybody who's just like, they're just calling for 100K because it's good for YouTube views. A lot of these people do not care about their audience, right? They don't care if their audience loses money. And honestly, I'll be quite frank with you, a lot of people probably actually expected it, right? Because you have to understand there is no certification. Anyone can start a YouTube channel, right? So, not everybody understands what they're looking at, and they're just thinking like, oh my God, this is bullish. This has got to be the catalyst when that big news event should be a massive warning sign. And we were actually hitting a significant Fibonacci level at this point as well. If I could just go ahead and pull it up, bada boom, bada bing. You can see we were hitting right here. I don't know exactly what fib level this is. I'm not going to change the settings to look at it, but we were hitting this Fibonacci level, right? So, you know, and again, you have to imagine how many people got tripped up here thinking that we were going higher, right? Because we did wind up not only getting another higher high on this rally to the upside in November, or the top in November, but also just locally here, you know, we had a high, a retracement, and then we once we cracked this high, people think it's off to the races, right? But it was really just to put in that daily bear div and then get the nuke. So many, many things. This is just proof, right? That regardless of the bullish news, like it's not like we got some kind of crazy bearish news that dumped us, right? Like things were bullish. We got the ProShares BETO futures ETF approved. People are thinking 100K, and then simply put, you know, got one last higher high, and then boom, we absolutely came to the ground. So keep this in mind, right? Like very, very similar to what is happening here, right? Daily bearish divergence. And again, that doesn't mean that we can't come up and crack this high, right? If we came up and cracked this high, depending on how high we came, we could just put continued bearish divergences in on the daily or even higher time frame. So we have to be careful of that to mark a macro top, right? And then that was obviously the top of the bull market. Now let's go ahead and take a look at another example right here. Right, so this was not an ETF. This was the backed earn and spend. From what I understand, this was basically a way for institutions to introduce like rewards. I won't get into it, but this was a major announcement, right? And again, what happened here, right? Like ignoring the news. Obviously, it was a macro top, but ignoring the news and just looking at the technicals here, guys. What was happening? We were getting higher highs on our price action into a key level of resistance. We were getting multiple daily bearish divergences with money flow coming out, and it resulted in a massive correction. And again, you know, maybe this wasn't as bullish as the future ETFs, right? And then once you get the futures ETFs approved up here, people are thinking, oh my God, the spot ETF is coming next. But these things take so much time, right? It's not like their next day they're going to be like, oh yeah, and we're going to approve all the spot ETFs, right? Like, this stuff takes time. So keep... shout out to Moon Boot Boy, said, yo, Frankie, please remember to check BTC. Do you mean like the local levels? We did just look at BTC, or am I tripping? Shout out to Moon Boot Boy. But yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat, bro, what you actually meant, and I will. I could take a look at whatever you want. But again, right? Like this is. If it was as easy as reading an article or having something approved and then just buying and making $1 bazillion, investing wouldn't be hard, right? And most people would make money, right? Not lose money. So, you know, and that's why we stick to the charts, right? Because regardless of, you know, whatever garbage news we're getting here is obviously, you know, very likely to just drive one last push up to get more exit liquidity to dump on us. But this is why we just pay attention to the charts, right? And like what was happening here? We had, and like, look at this, right? This is whales taking profit, right? So if you look here, or building short positions, right? So not only did you have, you know, the daily bearish divergences that I just showed you with the multiple lower highs and the multiple higher highs with money flow coming out, but you can see here, this is why I am being careful. Well, not being careful, but this is why I'm not just saying, oh my God, we're going to zero, right? Because we can crack this high, guys. We can crack this high and come higher, but that still wouldn't necessarily change my thesis, because up here, you can see, we actually did wind up getting the same signals, right? You have higher highs on your price action. You have lower highs on your momentum waves. You have that bearish divergence. Your money flow was kind of coming down here. But then what happened? You cracked that high one last time before finally coming down and starting the big downtrend. So with that being said, you know, again, we could come up, but, you know, we have to be careful of something like this happening because we are getting very, very similar technical signals on top of the very bullish news of the Bitcoin ETF, which is definitely very bullish news. I don't want people thinking that I don't think an ETF, a spot ETF is bullish for Bitcoin. It absolutely is, but this is not how the markets move, right? And oftentimes you will see a bigger correction. But again, even if we crack that high, still looking for some potential corrections. And again, you know, if we wind up continuing up, we will just get those long positions and profit on our long-term bags. It's not about just picking a direction, crossing your fingers, and hoping that price is going to get there and not changing your mind because you want to stick to, you know, I don't care. That's a gamble, guys. You know, just to say like, mark my words, this will go down, or mark my words, this will pump to the upside. Saying this is just a blind gamble, right? And sure, you'll be right once in a while, but this is not a way to. This is an easy way to lose a lot of money. So keep that in mind. Now, on top of that, guys, let's go ahead and pull up our next event, which is right here, and it just so happens. Let me get rid of this fib. It just so happened to have happened. I believe this was the CME Bitcoin futures release, guys. Literally dropped on the exact top. If my research is correct on the exact date that this was released, it literally was released at the exact top, right? So you could imagine all the euphoria in here. Everybody just screaming, oh my God, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. CME Bitcoin futures, oh my God, and then nuke to the floor. If bullish news made us explode to the upside, why didn't it happen with the CME Bitcoin futures released? Why didn't it happen with the other major news events up here? And even on the 2019, guys, I like to compare this to our current price action, right? Because this is a bear market rally into the macro golden pocket, which is literally what we just saw in Bitcoin. Bear market rally right into that golden pocket before we rejected. It's like, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. It's like, and we've been talking about this, guys, for over a year, right? Saying, could we get up to that macro golden pocket? Potentially, and eventually we could. And what would be the narrative to get us up there? Happened to be the spot Bitcoin ETF. I don't know why I can't say that, guys. I always say spot coin BTF. I don't know why. But we didn't know what the news was going to be, but we knew that technically, on a technical level, there was a chance and a definite possibility of getting a run into that golden pocket just by looking at the technicals, right? And then again, if we got the rejection, it would just be, honestly, I feel like this might not happen just because it would just be too predictable, to be honest with you. It's like, I at least I don't think I'm the only person looking at this. Like, I would imagine other traders are probably looking at very, very similar levels, right? Because we're all using the same tools. So it's like other people look at this macro golden pocket as well. But as you see, they do like to play with you up here a little bit. So that could happen as well. But even at the top here, guys, I believe this is when like Visa and MasterCard was saying that they were going to incorporate crypto payments, right? So this is like another thing where people are thinking like, people are like, oh my God, like they thought Bitcoin was dead, right? This is before like the 4-year cycle was like super widely understood. And then, people are like, oh my God, it's not dead. Oh my God, it's not dead. We're going to $1 billion. And then, I think it was MasterCard and Visa were saying that they were going to accept credit card payments, right? Or accept crypto payments. Or start incorporating crypto in some way where people are like, oh my God, these are the financial giants adopting crypto. And then what happened? Absolute, I don't want to say absolute dump, right? But definitely a push to the downside, right? Because this was obviously a black swan event, which, take this black swan event out, right? This was essentially just an accumulation zone, right? So let's ignore that black swan. Essentially, we hit that golden pocket, just accumulated a little bit more, and then it was the halving and off into the parabolic bull run of 2021. History just continually repeating itself, right? And the one thing that we have in common here is that there is bullish news on almost every single one of these tops, which is again why we were warning everybody, like, hey, like just launching to 100K on the approval of a Bitcoin ETF is like one of the most unexpected things that I would think of, because again, you have to think about what the smart money is doing, right? And honestly, if you want to simplify it, think of it this way: when you don't know what to do, think about what the easiest way to make money would be, right? So if you're looking at this spot Bitcoin ETF about to get approved, and I will say it one more time. Sure, this is probably the most bullish thing. Like, this kind of legitimizes crypto in America, right? Like, this is like the most bullish thing ever. So, you have to be open to the idea that maybe this time could be different. But we always go back to saying, every time they say this time is different, they wind up getting wrecked, right? So we have to be careful. But just like understanding that the smart money was buying down here, they're going to take profits up here. And it just, think about the easiest way to make money. The easiest way to make money would be like, spot Bitcoin ETF approved, dump all my money in, let's go on a moon ride, right? Chances are that's not going to happen, right? That'd just be like too easy. So that's kind of how you could think about it, kind of like reverse psychology yourself. Like, and chances are your brain and your instincts are going to want to just kind of listen to the bullish FOMO and just buy in, right? So I just kind of wanted to compare this stuff, guys, because again, like not even here, like any other macro top, you can basically, you could basically find some kind of bullish news event, right? You could just Google it, and it's just time and time again, and this could, I wouldn't expect this to be any different, right? And if it is different, right, because the 4-year cycle, history will repeat itself until it doesn't, right? I don't expect the 4-year cycle to just continue working. Eventually, as Bitcoin matures as a financial asset, we are going to see the 4-year cycle at least morph, right, or change over time. So eventually, maybe this is, I've been calling this, for a potential, the biggest bull run that we've ever had potentially now that we have the spot Bitcoin ETF. Maybe we see a regulatory bull run where we get a little bit more regulatory clarity, and we just get a bigger move, right? Or maybe a longer bull run, right? So, but other than that, it's very rare that you just get bullish news and price skyrockets. And if you've been like looking at the charts, if you've been looking at the charts at all, you will know that this is the case, right? And especially when you're getting bearish technical signals here. And this is why we were looking at that bearish divergence on the daily. Just understanding how history is repeated, how history has just continuously repeated itself. And again, like some of these were a little bit bigger news events than others, right? The CME Bitcoin futures was kind of big, right? MasterCard and Visa incorporating crypto, still pretty big, right? Like people are thinking like, oh my God, this is mass adoption. This is where we go parabolic. And then what happens, right? We don't absolutely dump to the floor, but we almost come back down and revisit the lows. So what if we see Bitcoin do something like this, right? What if this is going to repeat itself? Well, you guys know that basically what I would be looking at, and shout out to Chemistry, bro. I think he's in here today. Hey, shout out to D Petty Crypto. I see you, brother. I see you. What's going on, man? But yeah, this is. I was talking to Chemistry Bro last night, and he was just showing me some of his charts. Super interesting stuff. Shout out to Chemistry Bro, dude. Like, you were looking at some really, really good stuff. I agreed with about everything that he was saying. But as you got, I've talked about this before, kind of comparing this bull market a little bit more close. It more closely resembles this bull run rather than 2017, right, where we just got that straight blow off top. But regardless, if we were going to see something happen, similar to what happened in 2019, and we are going to revisit some of the lows, I'm not necessarily expecting it to go to, 15.5 again, but what happened in 2019 when we bottomed out, we simply went for a 786 retracement, right? So let's zoom in, bada boom, pull to the high, right? And you could see the weekly candles wound up almost closing right on that 786. So this was essentially a golden pocket retracement and then a golden pocket 786 retracement to the downside before getting that heavy bounce after the 2020 dump, which we all know what was going on there, and then having the halving and going off into the next bull run, right? So if we saw something very similar happen, basically what I would be looking at is the 786 retracement, right? Now, if we were to get that retracement, it would bring us all the way down to about $22,000, almost $23,000. Now, I would say I'm not necessarily expecting that to happen, right? And I'll show you what I would more likely expect depending on a few different things. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper, said, loving the candles technical indicator. Thanks, Frankie. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper. He is talking about the Frankie Candles volume profile. If you guys are interested in checking it out, it is 100% free. Just search Frankie Candles Essentials by Lux Algo right here. You want to make sure that you have Lux Algo. Make sure it's the one from Lux Algo, right? It's got 966. Go ahead and click that. It's 100% free. And we have a video in the Discord kind of showing you guys how to use it. So go check that out. No strings attached. You can just use it for free. For now, we probably will put it in the dining room at some point, but it's free for now for anybody who wants to go ahead and try it out. But this would kind of be, if we were to see history repeat itself perfectly, guys, we would generally see price come down, look for a golden pocket bounce, and then eventually a 786 retracement, and potentially some panic wicks below the 786 to almost put in a double bottom here. Now, this is if history repeated itself perfectly, right? And then you wind up coming off into your next bull run. Now, shout out to Chemistry Bro. He was pointing out that we are much closer to the halving than we were up here, right? In 2019, we were much further away from the halving. We had a lot more time to come down rather than right now. We're about 90 days away from the halving, so we are much closer to the halving right now, but or in this cycle, I should say. But I have to be honest, guys, if we're going to come down to test that 786, in my opinion, especially if we're going to wick below it, we're going to need some kind of a black swan. Now, what would that black swan be? I don't know. If you pay attention to any of the current events going on in the world, there are some potential things that might wind up giving us a black swan event. Now, I'm not predicting this. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is something that we've been looking at for quite some time, just talking about like what could a black swan be if we wound up seeing it happen. And again, if you watch the news, I don't want to say any words that YouTube doesn't like, but there are some crazy things going on in the world that could potentially wind up shocking everybody and giving us a black swan. And maybe that is the thing to bring us down to these levels. Now, without a major black swan event, right? We have to assume that maybe there is no black swan, right? We could pretend that we know everything is all completely set up, right? And we just know that the powers that be, with that marionette, the puppet masters, right? Are they just plotting to create these black swans? That's for another story. That's not really what this channel is about. But we have to assume that maybe there will not be another black swan event. Honestly, if there was another black swan event, the cyclical nature of this stuff happening, guys, is too eerie, right? So we have to assume that maybe there is no black swan event, because that would honestly make more sense in my opinion, because again, if we got a black swan, it's just like, are the black swans happening to move Bitcoin? Like, are they just doing this to make sure Bitcoin hits its 786 retracement? Granted, that's probably unlikely, right? So let's assume we don't get a black swan, and understanding we're a little bit closer to the halving. Again, is Chemistry Bro in here? Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Peter Gorman, said, talk about the Golden Cross. We could take a look at the Golden Cross in a second. And I don't know if you guys are going to like what I have to say about the Golden Cross. It's the same thing we were saying about the Death Cross and all the other Golden Crosses that we've seen. And it is to be very, very careful with this stuff, right? If it was as easy as waiting for 2 lines to cross and then just buying and instantly being in profit, everybody would be making money trading, right? So we could take a look at that in a second. But yeah, look at the Golden Cross. Shout out to Golden. Did you create the Golden Cross, Golden? Let me know, bro. Shout out to Golden. Okay, let's continue on. So let's assume we do not get the black swan. That brings us all the way down to a 786 retracement. What I would like to look at is simply pulling back up our macro volume profiles, right? Not that one. This one, right? So we have some very significant levels in here. Now, if we were to, let's say maybe we do come down, really the key level that I would be looking at, like real key levels for many reasons, would be down here at the value area low. If we're talking volume profiles, value area low at 28.8, 28.6, right? Major level to look at, because again, if we decisively lose that level, we could potentially get rejected out of this area of balance and come even deeper into some other volume profiles that we may not want to reside in, right? Because they are at lower prices. So, and again, when you reject that value area high, you're looking to go potentially to the POC. And then if you lose that POC, you would be looking to come down to your value area low. And it's just like looking back in time here, guys. We shill these volume profiles constantly on the channel, and it's like you go from the low to the POC to the high. Look at the wick. You just wick, I want to touch the value area high. Bing bong. And then this could be where we start the trend back to the downside. And even if we crack these highs, guys, you have to understand that typically when you deviate above your volume profile, even if you're going to continue up, sometimes you do get sucked back in to test that POC before continuing back up to much higher prices. So these are all scenarios that we could potentially see happen, but this value area low is in confluence with the macro golden pocket when pulled from the low to the high. So just like we went for this golden pocket retracement, maybe we go for the value area low golden pocket retracement. However, if we pull up to this more local retracement, now this is kind of the big zone that I would look at, but even if we pull this more local golden pocket, right? POC, value area low, is in beautiful confluence with the golden pocket and that 786. And in my opinion, if we didn't get a black swan, this could be a more realistic retracement, because not only would we be coming down to test the POC and potentially the value area low of the range, even if it is just a wick, what we could look at here, guys, is the fact that we are basically coming back down and just testing the structural support, right? So let me get rid of these lines. We could just come down. It would just make a lot of sense to come back down and retest these structural highs here. And if you pulled more volume profiles on the local area of consolidation here, depending on where you want to pull it from, this level will move. But we do have another volume profile which resides, I guess I would probably pull this before the breakout, but it resides right here. So we have a value area high, a local value area high right here as well, which could make for a decent place to come down and get some support at. So many, many reasons if we did get a bigger pullback to get support down at these lower levels. Now, I want to be clear. I am not calling for this, right? I'm not saying everybody sell your Bitcoin, we're going to 28K, but what I am saying is look back in history, and I know everyone gets all like love drunk with all of these bullish scenarios and all of these bullish news stories, but I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm the only person out here like warning people that there is another end to this, right? Like it's not just Bitcoin ETF off to the moon instantly, right? Doesn't mean that it's not Bitcoin ETF approval can send us to the moon, sure, but very unlikely for it to have happened on this giant candle here like a lot of people believed. So again, if we see history repeat itself, you know, could we go for the full 786 retracement? Not impossible, but again, we would probably need a black swan to do that. But if not, these are the more local levels that I'm going to be looking at, right? POC, not only because of the confluence with the Fibonacci retracement levels and the value area levels, but also with just the structural support, right? So if I were to come up here on the weekly time frame and draw these, right, as weekly levels, right? Simply what I would do is grab a horizontal ray, use my magnet tool, and I would go ahead and mark these off as technical weekly levels, right? And if we did that, like, look at this zone of support. You have your 2 weekly levels, which are technically broken, right? They've been tapped. They're not naked weeklies. But, you know, if we come back down here, this is still structural support. And between those 2 weekly levels, as well as the 786, like this could be a place to come back down and test. And again, if you pull your volume profiles, like the confluence is there, right? Value area high sitting right in that zone as well. Right? So, and even your POC is sitting in there. And then your value area low. So, you know, it's going to be very hard to call the actual level if we did wind up coming back down there. But that's not even considering the fact that when we look at the local price action, this is very confluent with where the liquidity is sitting. Right? The next highest area, or the next area with the most liquidity is number 1, 39.5. Below that is 35 to 34.4, right? Which coincidentally is right in this zone with the golden pocket. And then if we lose that POC and come down to about 28K, actually, let's see. We'll have to zoom out a little bit. Look at the 3-month. I actually don't know how confluent this is. Come on, brother. What is going on? Hang on. I will fix that. I don't know why this isn't loading. I'll refresh the page. But if we look, guys, there could be liquidity down here. Let's go ahead and check it out. I don't know what just happened to high block. There we go. All right, that's the 7-day. Let's pull up the 3-month. Shout out to the 800 people concurrently watching the live stream, guys. Smash that like button if you're finding this content useful in any way, shape, or form. Or if you like babies or puppies, also smash that like button. I appreciate it. Easiest and freest way to support the CandleMafia. Yeah, so yeah, 30. So that POC is like really like where most of the liquidity is. Other than that, it's all the way down. Well, at about $23,000. Do we have a key level at $23,000? Well, if you remember when we looked at that 786 retracement level, well, if I could bring it back, that full 786 retracement from the bottom of the bear market to the top of the bear market rally is coming in right here at about $22,900, almost $23,000. So again, this is not me saying that we are going to dump to 22K, right, or 23K. This is not what I'm saying, right? But what I am saying is look at history and all the bullish news that we saw happen on all these macro tops that we just went over, and then where price pulled back into, these are the key levels I would watch. And again, not impossible for this to happen, right? And again, you know, I mean, if we wind up coming up and breaking this high, people are going to probably think, oh, what happened, right? I'm still not necessarily convinced that we're just going to rip up to 100K. And again, if we rip up to 100K, again, I think I just said again 14 times. Yeah, I'm not calling for 22K. Honestly, like I said, I think 22K, like we'd have to get some kind of crazy black swan to push us down that low. Again, you know, I got to stop saying again. I need some shock therapy on that word. But if we were to get down to that 22K level, we would need some kind of a crazy black swan like this happened here in March of 2020. But other than that, the more realistic levels, if we got a big correction, I stopped myself, POC and value area low / these structural highs between about 32K and about 28.8. So with all that being said, guys, I think that is what I want to show you on Bitcoin. And again, just looking at the local. Ooh, baby. I'm going to stop saying it, guys. I'm going to stop saying it. What was the word? I mean, we kind of kicked the let's see. I don't say that often. I guess I replaced it with the word again. Yeah. Bitfrog said 22K is the new 10K. So yeah, I do want to be I do want to be clear. I'm not calling for 22K, but what I am saying is, we would literally need a black swan, in my opinion, to get down there. But guys, 34.4 is a much, I think, a much more likely area to be revisited at some point, even if we wind up cracking this high again. This is going to be a more likely level to get hit than I think a lot of people realize. You have to understand, lots of liquidity. Again, the hot spots are sitting at these levels, but a lot of these people who are FOMO longing on these big pushes to the upside likely have their stop losses below. So, and we have not seen a significant correction come in here just yet, right? So if we were, not calling for that 28K level to just get hit, but some of these other local levels are, in my opinion, more likely to get hit than people realize, especially like 39.6, 38.7. Like, this is not that far away. And then even that POC, understanding where all those liquidation levels are sitting, right, at 34.4 and 39.5. Like, these are likely levels to get hit, in my opinion. This one much more likely than this one, in my opinion. But, not impossible, guys. Not impossible. And, we have been, there's a lot of bullish stuff out there. And one more time, cracking the highs is not impossible either. But again, look at the past. Everybody probably thought we were going to 100K, right? Oh my God, we're going to 100K. Okay, hang on. Oh my God, we're going to 100K, and then we just wound up coming down. Same thing here, right? Oh my God, the ETFs are approved. Or what was the thing? I don't even remember. I think this was the ProShares Beto, right, was released. Oh my God, we're going to the moon, and then just put in a slightly higher high to complete that daily bear div, and complete. Let me pull up, where is it at? Right there. And complete that weekly bear div before getting the big correction to the downside. So definitely bullish on Bitcoin. Definitely bullish on the Bitcoin ETF. Definitely not calling for 22K. But, these other levels, the POC and these two naked points of control, in my opinion, are not that unlikely to get hit. So with all that being said, guys, that is what we are looking at on Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys found that useful. Okay, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and cover some of these super chats. The super chats came flooding in. Shout out to everybody who dropped a super chat. I appreciate you all so much. You have no idea. It means more than you think. But let's go ahead and see who we got here. Shout out to Mark Dutch saying, shout out to Crypto Billy Goattails, hashtag Givers Game, mad love. Shout out to anybody who was hanging out with us in the Billy Goattails Twitter space yesterday. Was a great time. Shout out to Crypto Billy. We love you, bro. And you are absolutely crushing it with those spaces. Anna Maria says, smash that like button. So smash that like button. 550 likes on tonight's live stream. We'll add a Frankie Candles hat to that giveaway. And we're giving away $500 in Cardano on Friday. And I think that's it. Plus the regular crypto giveaways. So $500 in ADA, mad crypto giveaways, and a Frankie Candles hat if we get 550 likes on the stream. And if we get more, maybe we'll drop some more free stuff. Shout out to Golden says, smash that like button. Shout out to you, bro. Let's go. They're saying it, not me. Shout out to Golden. And then Moon Boot Boy. Do you own like a Moon Boot company? Let me know. Shout out to Moon Boot Boy. Says, yo, Frankie, please remember to check BTC. Oh, yeah, I got to see what he said about that, or what he wants to look at. Maybe the Golden Cross. Yo, what is going on? Shout out to Dave Digital, said, why are you ignoring BTC? What is going on? 200 likes. Shout out to Mark Dutch, said 500, still waiting for TA on BTC. Wait, what is going on right now? What is going on? Yo, am I getting trolled right now? Are we looking at is this not Bitcoin? What is going on? Shout out to Mark Dutch. I guess this is just like a massive fake news campaign. I don't know. Shout out to Wick. Says, there once was a trader named Frankie Your Boy. Frankie Your Boy, the crypto, quite swanky. In charts, he looks at clues. In hydration, he'd lose. Thirsty for water, so cranky. Shout out to Wick589. I feel like I butchered the flow of that poem, but shout out to Wick for dropping that poem. Absolutely unbelievable, dude. I did not know you were a mini Shakespeare. Shout out to Wick589 and his wife, Wick589. Shout out to Dave Digital says, who's trying to fool? We are all long from value area low 1 hour, bro. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Are you actually in a long? Let me know. Creighton C says, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. He says, need to smack some sense into the Moon Boys. I'll smack them. They got it coming. I'll smack the fudders too. Learn your TA, people. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. Charts greater than news. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news every single time. Well, I'm sure maybe not every single time. I'm sure, there's got to be times where bullish news happens and but even if you get the bullish news and you get a big move up, right? Like we pump. This move was all in anticipation of the ETF approval, right? So when it gets approved, what is going to push us higher? The approval, I guess? But this was all buying in anticipation of the approval. And then when it approves, everybody's already up 200%. So what is pushing the price up here, right? You have to think about that. But shout out to Creighton C out there making sure people know their TA. I love it, bro. Shout out to Mark Dutch and man, love Frankie. TA on Bitcoin, please. Shout out to Mark Dutch. I could do it again. I could do it again for sure. Moon Boo Boy says, yo, Frankie, shout out, and feel free to check BTC if you can. And don't forget to mention Black Swans. Thanks, man. Shout out to Moon Boo Boy. I don't know what's going on. Is the goal to confuse me? Joseph Gilbert says, Frankie, too in love with the charts to shout us out. Well, shout out to Joseph Gilbert. Here we are, shouting you out. I broke up with Bitcoin 5 minutes ago after I analyzed the heck out of her. Shout out to Joseph Gilbert, and shout out to Anna Maria gifting another 10 Frankie Candles memberships. You guys are the absolute best. And Ahmed said, so much love, Frankie. Daily watcher since 2022. Do you mind taking a look at... I think that's Phantom. Shout out to Ahmed. Yes, we could take a look at Phantom. Let me go ahead and write it down for you. No problemo. FTM. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody for the super chats. I really appreciate you all. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the altcoins. Go ahead and spam your favorite altcoins if you want me to take a look. Let's see. Yo, Dave says, yo, stop playing. Show Bitcoin. Guys, Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin, I think. Right? Is this Bitcoin? Am I tripping? This is Bitcoin. Oh, I got you, guys. I got you. All right, now let's check out Bitcoin, guys. All right, so obviously here, Bitcoin, the ETF news, I was wrong. This is the macro golden pocket. The ETF news absolutely blasted us off this is a special chart, guys. This is actually $472,000 where Bitcoin resides right now. So yeah, I guess the ETF news really did rip us up. Shout out to you guys. I have no idea. Let's see. Shout out to Darren Does Things. I appreciate you so much, bro. Let me actually come on over to Bitcoin here. And let's see. All right, I'll just do a little bit of local TA because I kind of grazed over it, right? So as far as the local price action for Bitcoin, and there's not too much to look at here, to be honest. So I'll just go over it again. But on the, let's check the 1 hour, right? So yesterday, one of the things that did make me think that we could run up a little bit was the money flow crossing over into the green with our 16-hour green dot printing, which has since given us a VWAP flop to the downside, right? So kind of got stepped on that signal. However, let's see. We do have, shout out to Darren Does Things. Thank you for pointing this out. We do have a nice trigger wave. And you guys will hear me use the term trigger wave many times. But this is a legitimate trigger wave, right? Because you have your handle of that thing that has a trigger, right? I'm not going to say it on YouTube. But you have your handle right here coming below your negative 60 line, letting you know that this is an oversold momentum wave, right? So that is your handle. And then your trigger would be like right here inside of like some kind of a trigger guard maybe. And then your trigger wave is right in there. And oftentimes when you get these green dots, guys, on these trigger waves, this can make for a significant move to the upside. Now, again, what I would be looking for if I got a significant move to the upside is obviously you want to be careful, right? Because number one, you have not touched your value area low yet. On top of that, you also have your POC and your value area high above. So if we do push up, I would be very cautious around the POC at 43,688 and that value area high coming in at 44,286. Now, it does not mean that we cannot break out of here, but if we did break out of here, I would simply be looking up towards those Fibonacci levels that we looked at earlier. But I must have just been absolutely losing my mind. I guess maybe we didn't look at it. I don't know what's going on. But if we did come up, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, you will know we were looking at some fib levels up here where I would be looking to take a potential short position, right? And then if we wind up continuing up and we flip that 786, let me go ahead and pull that same fib, right, from the high to the low, 786 sitting right here. If we got above that 786 and flipped it to support, this is where I would expect to get a bigger push to the upside to crack this previous high from the ETF approval, right? So, and then again, we looked at those macro levels of resistance above if we do break those highs. Because guys, even though we looked at the bearish case just now, it is definitely not impossible to come up a little bit higher, right? It's not even impossible to go to 100K, I guess. I mean, I think that's extremely unlikely, but at least as of right now in 2025, definitely more likely, in my opinion. Shout out to Max. Yo, Max said, thanks for doing Bitcoin finally. I mean, hey, anytime. I guess I just have to do Bitcoin TA twice a day now. Dave, I want to know where this started. Where did this troll start, guys? Where did it start? Shout out to Golden. Thank you for or not a super chat, but shout out to Cheeks. Thank you for gifting those 20 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to Cheeks, man. You're the GOAT, bro. He said, Golden, you're the GOAT. I promise it's all good, man. I'm not looking for recognition. Appreciate you. No, shout out to Cheeks. You deserve recognition for gifting those memberships, bro. I appreciate you so much. And thank you, Golden, for bringing that to my attention with the alarm emojis. So shout out to you, bro. I don't know if anybody spammed those altcoins, but drop those altcoins in the chat. Oh, I guess you guys did. So yeah, Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. And he already did. He said the altcoins for tonight are BTC, 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 and BTC. What is with the BTC? What is with the BTC jokes? I don't get it. I'm lost. Somebody said Hex. Frankie Wix Wi-Fi 89 said Frankie is done. Unbelievable. It's crazy. Bitcoin, let's go. Can you do some Bitcoin tea? Yo, what is it? Tony D is behind this. I know he is. He pinged all you guys in the Discord and said, guys, ask for Bitcoin TA. Tony, I see right through you, bro. I see right through you. When Bitcoin updates, yo, I'm lost. Shout out to the CandleMafia. You guys are the best. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into some Bitcoin TA. So, guys, Bitcoin has not really been doing much, honestly. But I'll tell you kind of what I'd be expecting if we get a move to the upside. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Crypto Chronic said you need a water break. Thank you for that super chat, bro. And sure, let's do a water break. You know we got the water on tap here. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Absolute legend. Let's get it. Dropping the memberships. Let's go. Golden, you are out of control, my friend. Man has 4 YouTube accounts to gift memberships. What did I do to deserve you? I don't know. I am not worthy, Golden. I appreciate you so much. I don't even know what to do. But what I can do is... thank you, D Petty, for dropping that Discord that Discord link. If you guys want to get in the free Discord, shout out to Mark Dutch. Said 60 minutes of TA on Bitcoin. It took my history teacher 60 minutes to explain the entire American history. Shout out to Mark Dutch. And Tony D said, I swear I have no idea. Just joining in on the fun. But guys, let's go ahead and take a quick little water break. Shout out to Dark Crash. I don't know why I'm doing this like this. But let's drink some hydrogen water real quick because I just spilled it everywhere. Unbelievable. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna charge up the. We're gonna put the bubbles in the water, guys, because bubbles in your water is very, very healthy. I don't even think you guys can see that. But we're putting the water in. We're putting the bubbles in the dang water because bubbles are healthy. But anyway, shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, so only here an hour today. Started ETH yet? Question mark. Yo, shout out to Creighton, bro. Yo, and shout out to Keenan Hansen says, Link Marines all the way, and you and you Ned the Gator. You need the Gator? You Ned the Gator? Shout out to Keenan. I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to the Link Marines. Let's go. Maybe dropping a chain link deep dive very soon, guys. Did nobody notice I changed my hat? That was kind of yeah, I don't know if anybody realized I changed my hat. Did you guys? Is this hat crooked, by the way? Hopefully it's not. That's like super embarrassing to me. But shout out to Dave Digital said that chat is alive. Show Bitcoin. Shout out to Dave. Yeah, chat is absolutely going nuts right now. I don't know what's going on. But hey, can't hate on it. And here is, we're almost done here with our bubbly water. But let's go ahead and shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for getting those altcoins, bro. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Blair Stevenson. Says, new here, but I sense this man has great calves, so I'll give him a shot. Just wondering, though, does he cover Bitcoin? Yo, what? Who put you up to this, Mafia? What is going on? Unbelievable. All right, thank you, Rob, for the altcoins. You are literally the GOAT. We have a lot of goats here, guys, and they're not just in my backyard. They are in chat right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Just waiting for the bubble water to stop here so I can chug it. But let's go ahead and pull up that dang Ethereum. Let's check it out. Mark said, did anybody tell Frankie that his chart is on inverted scale? Is it? I don't even know. Anyway, taking a look. Oh, wow. ETH dumped. What happened to ETH? Oh, my God. I'm kidding, guys. I don't want to freak anybody out. Anyway, continuing on here, guys. Looking at Ethereum. Simply put, looking at the same thing we've been looking at, right? And obviously, go check out that Ethereum video that we dropped. Mods, if you can drop the link, that would be super helpful for people who are interested in the Ethereum update that we did, where I basically talk about what we are going to be expecting for Ethereum as we approach this value area low. Because as you guys know, we are tapping our heads right on this previous value area low, which is the, let's hide this, which is the doorway to higher prices, right? And actually, let me unhide this real quick. Unhide those lines. So right here, value area low, doorway to higher prices. Really nothing to look at here for the most part. But if we continue, let me chug this Andromeda-bound alien scam water. Can't drink out of this cup. This is like a weird cup. Oh, yeah, baby. We're on one today. We're on one today. But continuing on, value area low, doorway to higher prices, guys. If we hold above this level, and I'm only going to show this for like 2 seconds because there's not much to say, right? If we get above this value area low, hold it as support, we could potentially expect this entire range to fill all the way up to the value area high of the range, which is coming in right now at about $3,183, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at on Ethereum for the medium to long term. Now, could we reject here a little bit more? Potentially, because we do have confirmed bearish divergences here on the daily into our key level of resistance, which is that value area low. So as we see price action just kind of continue to kind of wiggle around here, if we get a bigger move to the downside, I'm not really freaking out too much because we have some support below that we can keep our eyes on, which is obviously going to come in. And you can't make it up, guys. You can't make it up. Like I said, Ethereum simply does what we tell it to, and we did come right up to this golden pocket retracement. Shout out to Anna Maria. Yo, says the Mafia wants BTC. All right, guys, this is going to be our last altcoin. I think I need to go to the doctor because I don't know if I don't know if this is like a mirage. I don't know if I'm having like a fever dream right now. Yo, what is going on? Show BTC. Bearish on the scam water. Shout out to V-Sun. Yo, what is going on right now? Do you think Chainlink will pass up AVAX? I will probably talk about that in my Chainlink update that we will maybe dropping this week. But I will say this. I think AVAX and Chainlink will perform very, very well. But it's kind of hard. We'll look deeper into that in the video. But I do think AVAX and Chainlink will wind up doing very well. Now everybody's saying Bitcoin is dumping. I will not check it. I'm just kidding. I just looked at myself in the camera. There's no other chart. But anyway, let's continue on. I don't know what's going on. I'm lost. Link to 130, my prediction. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. I'm not far off of that either. I don't want to spoil the video, but I'm not far off that either. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. Me and Chem Bro think very alike, I think. But guys, came back up, looked for the 786 retracement. We just about front ran that golden pocket, but we did get the correction down to this golden pocket where we're now getting support again. But basically what I'd be looking for here, guys, if we get a bigger move to the downside, a little bing, a little bong, I will be looking for a bigger move down, potentially to come test these other levels, which is not only your golden pocket retracement, but also the previous value area high of the range. And if we wind up losing that level, we could potentially see Ethereum come back down into the range and test where we have the POC in confluence with the 786. So that's if we come down, right? Let me pull that volume profile back up. But for the most part, guys, let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, VWAP kind of rounding off here. 2 hour kind of rolling off here too. Looking to come back up into the 0 line, potentially looking for a green dot. And hey, also have that anchor trigger wave, right? Now, I've used to talk about this a lot. When you're looking at Market Cypher, anybody out there, yo, shout out to Raphael Cruz, said, guys, Frankie has a 90% hit rate. If he says it, Bitcoin's gonna dump, it will dump. Shout out to Raphael. Shout out to you, bro. I don't know. I wonder if people keep track of my hit rate. I think Chemistry Bro did for a while in the premium Discord. But yeah, shout out to you, Raphael. I would love to claim a 90% hit rate. Probably, it's not as hard. I will say this. Having a 90% hit rate on what you think will happen doesn't necessarily mean that your trade hit rate is 90%. Because remember, trying to predict what Bitcoin will do is completely different than actually entering into trades, right? Because then you get the emotion coming in and all that stuff. Because you could be right about what Bitcoin does in the end and still lose trades, right? But a 90% hit rate on like a trading strategy would be like ballistic, right? That would be insane. But maybe a hit rate on the TA potentially. I'll take a 90% hit rate. Everything is recorded. That is the nice thing about doing this is like people will be like, well, is this guy ever even right? And it's like, everything's recorded. Go watch. Like, I don't know what to say. It's like anytime I say, hey guys, we were looking for this or we were looking for that, like everybody could just go look at what we were saying. It makes no sense for me to lie. Yo, shout out to Slurp. Slurp said this channel should be called Frankie Scandals. We want BTCTA. Shout out to Slurp. We will check Bitcoin right after Ethereum one more time, guys. We're doing Bitcoin TA 3 times today. Actually 4 times. But let's go ahead and continue on. I can't stay out of chat right now. Shout out to Creighton C says, Rob, good luck at the award ceremony. Maybe they will show a BTC chart. Shout out to Creighton C for the super chat. And shout out to Rob. Said, thank you to all my brothers and sisters. You warmed my heart. Wait, Rob, you're winning an award? Shout out to Rob. Yo, I got to hit you up on Discord, bro. What is going on? I'm lost in chat. I don't know. Today has just been a wild day, guys. It's been a wild day. Shout out to Jessica, our female CandleMafia representative, chilling in the chat. What is going on, Jessica? Good to see you. But, guys, if we get a bigger breakdown for ETH, again, nothing has changed. These are the key levels of support that I'm looking at for a potential bounce. But with these trigger waves, well, this isn't necessarily a trigger wave in my opinion. But oftentimes when you see, even here you're going to get a nice little trigger wave, right? When you get these momentum waves cracking that negative 60 line, right? And then you have a small little wave like this. even if, typically when we look at this, you guys know that we look for the bullish divergences, right? So you need a lower low on your price action with the higher lows on your momentum waves, right? And that gives you a bullish divergence, which gives you a very likely reversal to the upside or downside if you're looking at bear divs, right? But when you're looking at market cipher, oftentimes, even if you do not have the lower low on your price action, and you do have an anchor wave and a trigger wave like this, sometimes you can still get a significant move to the upside, right? And this is a perfect example of that, right? Look at this. Anchor wave crossing the negative 60 line. And then this is like, you barely even came down here. This green dot is literally on the 0 line. So this is like a hyper trigger wave, in my opinion. But you didn't have the lower low on price. But you still got that big move to the upside. This is why we look at the trigger waves, especially when there's an anchor wave. Because sometimes they give you big moves to the upside. This is your handle. This is your trigger. Pull the trigger. Boom, straight to the upside. Right? And I could probably find another example of this if we tried. Right here is another example. Right? You don't have the lower low on your price action. You actually have equal lows or, even a potential higher low there. But you have an anchor wave below the negative 60 line and a tiny little trigger wave here and another trigger wave right here, which wound up resulting at this green dot, wound up resulting in about a 9 to 10% increase, right, in price. So we could potentially see something like that happen. And if we did, I would potentially look to come back up into these golden pocket 786 retracements where I would be a little less likely to take a big short position like I would be looking at. I'd be more likely to take a short on Bitcoin rather than Ethereum because Bitcoin is in a completely different situation. Bitcoin is at a value area high, right? That got rejected aggressively at the value area high on very bullish news, right? And scoop liquidity back from 2022. And it's at the top of the value area, right? So we wouldn't expect this, it's not like we're at resistance, right? We just had a major level of resistance on Bitcoin where Ethereum is coming up, but I wouldn't really be looking for shorts because what are you doing at that point? You're essentially shorting into resistance, right? Obviously you can scalp these, right? You could get nice little scalp positions, but if we came up here, let's pull a measurement here. It's a 3%, 4% move. Sure, you could scalp it, but the kind of thesis here on Ethereum is to eventually, it might not be on this go around, right? We might lose the range again, but eventually to hold this key level as support to expect much more upside. So I'm much more interested in finding a good long position on ETH rather than trying to find a good short position. And I want to really drive home, it has to do with where Bitcoin is within its range, etc., right? Ethereum's playing around with support. Bitcoin's playing around with resistance. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see. Dave Digital says, play the BTC TA again, Frankie. Should I just, guys, I'm going to clip the Bitcoin TA, and I will just spam it in the free Discord for you guys. Let's see. Can you do a 24-hour stream and spend an hour on the top 24 coins, please? Shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It, or as I like to call him, Kuzi Can Bump It. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Crypto Shoney B said 4-hour green dot printing on Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and check it. But yeah, that trigger wave could give us that move to the upside in the short term here. 3-hour green dot printing. And here's the thing, right? Look at the money flow, right? And this is momentum coming to the upside. Bullish divergences confirmed. The only thing I don't really like about this is the fact that we did not touch that value area low. But lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. Money flow starting to cruise up. Little trigger wave here on the 3-hour. Checking out the 4-hour as well. Yeah, trigger wave, green dot printing on that trigger wave. Can we get the move up? Potentially we can. And again, simply put, guys, if we get that move up, POC value area high, flip that, looking to come into these golden pocket 786 retracement levels. So there you go. Wouldn't be, honestly, that unlikely with the way, 2-hour money flow looking pretty nice too. But we'll have to see. Again, we have not touched this value area low, so it is a little shady. But again, we are prepared in either direction, right? If we come up, the long from the premium pays us out, and then we can look for our shorts up here. If we come down, we get stopped out at a very small loss, and we look for a legitimate long position that I would feel much more comfortable entering after we take these lows from the range. Let's see. Check out Bitcoin futures. Shout out to Jonathan Darby. Let's go. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, let's continue on. So we looked at Ethereum. We looked at Bitcoin. And now let's go ahead and check our next altcoin, which is going to be FTM. I just got hacked. I don't know what just happened. I got hacked. I tried to go to FTM and something happened. We went into full screen mode. We got hacked, guys. Anyway, here we go. FTM. Let's check it. Okay. Do we have a running chart on? Yo, shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, do the TA on the Bitcoin Golden Cross so it'll happen. Shout out to Golden. We could go back and check out the Golden Cross in just a second. Shout out to Golden. You guys are hilarious. Oh, hang on. Someone said you're ignoring super chats. Let's see. Anna Maria said, when we do a live without chart analysis? Shout out to Anna Maria. I don't think that'll ever happen. We might do a 24-hour stream where we do 24 hours of TA. But shout out to Anna Maria. You've been showing a lot of support lately. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to Ozzy. I don't know how to say your name, but shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. Says, love the stream. Check H-bar. We could try to check H-bar if we have time at the end of the stream. I will definitely try to get to it. Moon Poop Boy says, shout out to BTC. Shout out to Bitcoin. And then Golden said, do the TA on the Golden Cross. Let's do it. Continuing on here, guys. FTM. Let's see. Do we have a running chart? Let's check it. Bybit. Nah. Maxi. Nah. All right. I guess we'll just do it fresh. Bing X? No. All right. Let's do it on the Tether US chart, and we will clear this chart. That's all old. All right. Now let's take a look. Take a look at the daily. Mrs. Candles. What happened? Oh, God. Mrs. Candles is bleeding. Mrs. Candles, bring it in here. There's nothing to Mrs. Candles' hand sniff can't fix. Come here. Bring it in. A trigger warning? Oh, it's okay. Just hide it. Wrap it. I can still sniff it. Come on. Come on. Sorry, Mrs. I almost called chat Mrs. Candles. Yo, the Bitcoin emojis. Guys, what is going on? Let's see it, Mrs. Candles. Let me see. Is it bad? Come on. Bring it in here. Sorry. You're so far away. Come on. Oh, God. Guys, I used to be a surgeon, believe it or not. Oh, my God. It smells like pennies. It smells like pennies, Mrs. Candles. Are you okay? Let me see it. Oh, okay. You're okay. You're okay. It's okay. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, God. Mrs. Candles, ladies and gentlemen. She is... she's got like a little cut. And she's like, oh, my God, I'm bleeding out. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Kiss it all. I sniffed it all better, Golden. No, yeah, he said, kiss it better. I sniffed it better. Shout out to Golden. But taking a look at Phantom here, guys. Let's go ahead. Daily money flow on its way out. VWAP rolling to the downside. 16-hour blood diamond. Let's check it. Well, it was confirmed here. This is not a blood diamond, which is kind of shocking to me, to be honest. It smells like Bitcoin. Bro. Don't worry, Frankie. Bitcoin TA can wait. First, sort out the misses. Shout out to Moon Boo Boy. Let's see. Yo, this is nuts. I don't know what's going on today. But money flow on the daily is still coming out, right? So this is obviously indicating that a longer-term downtrend could potentially continue. The downtrend could potentially continue here, guys. And VWAP rolling down back towards that zero line as well. So we may get a red dot here on the daily very soon. 12-hour red dot is printing no blood diamond. Let's see. 4-hour money flow crossover into the green. A little bit of mixed signals here, to be honest. Because we did spend a decent amount of time in the red here. Once you cross back into the green, we could potentially see. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this would be the full retracement. So, yeah, this 4-hour money flow actually looks kind of good, especially with the VWAP rolling back up. But, again, in the long term, daily actually does not look too good. Money flow kind of coming back up here, but we need this to really start coming up if we want to kind of change our sentiment here. 16-hour and 12-hour also pretty bearish looking. Oh, there's the blood diamond on the 12-hour. Did it pop on the 16-hour as well? No, you did get a short signal, though, on the 16-hour. But let's see here. For, 1 hour, you have a slight bull div here. Maybe not. Yeah, I mean, to the wicks, you have a nice little bull div here. Money flow coming out. I'd be careful with the money flow on the 1 hour crossing into the red and the 12-hour and 16-hour red dots printing. Or this is confirmed on the 16-hour, actually. Man, this is kind of sketch, if I'm being honest with you guys. Yeah, like money flow on the 4 hour looks pretty good with the VWAP coming up. And then the 45-minute money flow looking like, coming out here. I'd be careful with the money flow coming out on the 1 hour and the 45-minute with the 12 and 16-hour red dots and the 12-hour blood diamond, which is flashing, just disappeared. I would be careful. But again, the 4 hour money flow looks pretty good. I would lean a little bit neutral here on Phantom. Now, this, if we do get a move to the upside, definitely going to be looking at this golden pocket for a full retracement at about 48 cents. However, let me pull this. Yeah, I'll give you the key levels. Let's pull the key levels. Pull up the volume profile, or the VPVR, as they say. Boom, boom, boom. Take a sip of that black coffee real quick. Like I need it. Let's see. But yeah. Let's take a look here. Well, yeah, kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Because, like, the 4 hour looks really good. The 12 and the 16 hour don't look as good. The daily doesn't look as good. 2-day green dot looking to print. That is a little bit of a better sign. It's really the daily money flow that's throwing me off here. Money flow coming out, not looking as good. Nikki94 Boo says, is it cold where you're at? Because I feel like an ice cube. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. Yes, it is, I think, going to be 11 tonight here in the ATL. Shout out to Cheek says, where's Randy with a coffee? Shout out to Randy. But yeah, this is a little bit sketch. Money flow coming out. Yeah, 4 hour money flow coming up. 1 hour, yeah. This is, I would be careful with this. You're getting mixed signals on this. But let's see. Yeah, I mean, if you lose this POC, I'll give you this. Local, local levels is this is what I would look at, right? Let's grab our Ray, put the lock on, bada boom. Value area low coming in at 37 cents. POC coming in at 39.5 cents. And your value area high coming in at 41 cents. Let's see. Value area high. POC. Value area low. Bada boom. There we go. So, yeah, I would kind of, money flow coming out on the 1 hour. If we continue down and this bull div, this like very, very kind of sketchy bull div here, does not give you a big move, right, with the wicks, higher lows on your momentum waves. Like, money flow is fighting against you, right? So in my book, this would prevent me from looking for, like, a significant long position from this level. Number one, you're in the middle of the range. Number two, the bull div's kind of sketchy. Number three, your money flow is fighting against you. Does not mean you can't catch a scalp, but with the way I trade, this would I would not be looking for any trade on this. I would be waiting for more key levels to get hit. If I were looking for a long position, I would wait for price to break down further to these lower levels, and I would wait for money flow to look a little bit better, right? If money flow looked like this, even at the low, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a moonshot long. But these are the local levels that I would be looking at. And then if you do get a bigger move to the upside for some reason, I don't even know if you would look at this immediately. You might want to look at some more local fib levels, which I would probably pull from this impulse to the downside. So if you do break out, I would look at this 786 golden pocket retracement for some resistance. Bada boom. So there you go. There is FTM. Shout out to whoever super chatted that. I forgot who it was, but thank you for the super chat. And hopefully I was able to help you out with that FTM analysis. Let's go. Oh, God. Dave Digital's message got hidden. Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave, what did you do? They called the cops on you, bro. What did you do? Shout out to Dave Digital. And shout out to Anna Maria. Was that a goat sound? It was. I meant to do this. Shout out to Anna Maria saying smash that like, smash that like, smash that like, guys. 550 likes is what we're going for. Smash up that like button if you have not already. Hashtag Dave, Bitcoin symbol, have. Behave. Shout out to Mark Dutch. But let's go ahead and continue on here. We got Gala. We're running out of time here. Taking a quick look at Gala or Gala, as some people say. It's definitely Gala, though. That is definitely a fact. It's not actually a fact. I don't know that for a fact, but I would assume that it's definitely Gala. Let's see. Bada boom. All right. So, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Let's take a look at the daily. Bada boom. It's a weird looking structure there. But it's probably just this volume profile getting respected potentially. Okay. So, come on, volume. There we go. Gala. Will you ever get back to the highs? Shout out to Chemistry Pro. Well, here's the thing, guys. You definitely. Yeah, this one, I don't know, guys. I mean, Gala is. We got to get above this high volume node, and we were above it for a little bit, but we could not stick it, man. We just keep. Here's your key level, right? Like this entire zone. I mean, I would honestly, yeah, we're kind of getting stuck under this node, which is definitely not a good sign. Yeah, like we got to get above this high volume node. Like if we can't get back above this high volume node, you could wind up getting stuck going lower. But if you are able to flip this level, like this POC is key as well. Yeah, this thing has just been bleeding. Let's pull this to here. Yeah, we got to get above this high volume node, guys. If we can't get back above this high volume node, it could get bearish, especially with that daily money flow coming out like it is. But this is definitely not the best look for Gala, in my opinion. Take a look at the 16-hour. Money flow in the red. 12-hour. Money flow in the red, but coming back up. 4-hour. Money flow looks good, right? Like the 4-hour is the bullish time frame on everything. Will we see the 4-hour play out? Or, I mean, maybe we do. But again, I would be careful here. Green dot printing. I would be watching these levels. Let's pull up the horizontal rays. Bada boom. Got to watch this value area low. Sitting at 0.029. POC coming in at 0.03. And your value area high coming in at 0.032. So, boom. So, yeah, POC 7/8, POC golden pocket confluence here. I'd watch this as resistance, and then the next key level would be your 786 value area high. So, if we wound up getting a move up here, if that 4-hour does bring you up, I'd watch for rejection at this value area low. If you did wind up coming back up into the range, simply put, looking for the golden pocket 786 retracement, which also lines up with your POC and value area high of the range. So that is what I'd be looking at on Gala. But, I mean, honestly, guys, that daily kind of looks ugly, right? So even if this money flow crosses into the green and we get a move up, if that daily keeps bleeding out with money flow, like it's likely just going to be a lackluster retracement into these retracement levels before putting in a lower high and continuing back to the downside. So there you go. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Joseph Gilbert. Says, if we have another big dump, will he be opening videos sent in by the Mafia on stream? Yes. We actually have a whole segment on the stream now where I just blindly open up videos from the Discord and just let them play out on the live stream. So, yeah. Let's see. Shout out to Dreamer. Says, Frankie, when day trading, do you always have to put BTC into consideration? Secondly, can you do a simple explanation on trading different time frames and how to find confluence while trading a particular time frame? Hashtag party pooper. Shout out to Dreamer. I don't know what party pooper means, but yes, I actually do have a video on the channel going over how I look at time frames, right, and how I decipher between different time frames and how I relate them all to each other. So check that out. Yes, and while day trading, do you always have to take Bitcoin into consideration? I assume you mean by I assume you mean like if you're trading an altcoin, do you always have to have Bitcoin into consideration? I would say yes. It's like obviously some altcoins will stray away from what Bitcoin does and they will move in their own direction. But I always keep an eye on what Bitcoin's doing, right? Because if Bitcoin takes a massive dump, a lot of times you're going to see all the altcoins follow, right? All right, let's see. Let's continue on here. Did we look at Bitcoin yet? Shout out to Jessica. Oh my God, chemistry, bro, dropping that video about time frames. Thank you for that, bro. So yeah, Dreamer, go check out that time frame video. That should be able to answer a bunch of your questions. Wolf of Crypto, what is going on, bro? He says, bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Flat Smack in the chat. What is going on? Chemistry, bro, says, I'm thinking risk to reward ratio of opening videos blindly is not a favorable ratio. Yes, it's like trading with 100x leverage and no stop loss for sure. You're too funny, bro. All right, let's see. Okay. Thank you. Hey, D Petty, thank you for dropping that Discord link. I appreciate you so much, bro. Let's see. Lucky Pal said, wow, great chat. Shout out to Lucky Pat. Shout out to Lucky Pat. Thank you for being here, bro. All right, let's move on and check out Algo. Let's check out Algo. Coinbase, bada boom. Well, let's see. We haven't looked at Algo in quite some time. But let's take a look. Let's see. Were the volume profiles respected? They were. Well, we broke down, hit the POC, retracement to the high, back to the low, lost the low, big dip, retested this level, wherever that came from. This is an old chart. I don't even know where that level came from. Probably just this structural little flip right here. Right back to the POC, right back to the POC, hit our head on the value area low, right back to the POC, and here we are. So, yeah, I don't even remember the last time we looked at Algo, but these levels are still technically relevant. And honestly, this 4-hour, guys, this is the bullish case. Like, the 4-hour is the bullish case on almost all of this, all of these assets. Money flow crossing over into the green, VWAP rolling back to the upside. You are at your value area low, which is a significantly important support level. So even if we deviate below here, if you are able to get those bullish signals to look for longs, you could look to long up to the POC and potentially come up to the value area high, but you need those confirmations. So yeah, I don't know. These 4 hours look pretty bullish if I'm quite honest with you guys. Yo, Dave, you are getting wrecked on these chats, bro. What is going on? What are you saying out there, Dave? What are you saying? I want to peep it. I want to peep it so bad. I'm going to peep it. Yo. Shout out to Dave. All right, let's continue on. And, okay. Yeah, so 4-hour money flow looks pretty good, and then coming on down to the 1-hour, money flow looks horrible, right? So we are definitely getting mixed signals. Be very, very careful out there, guys. But these are still the levels that I would be looking at. I will pull this Fibonacci retracement really quickly. So, yeah, I mean, if we did deviate below the it's kind of hard to say. A lot of these charts look a little bit weird. Let's see. Yeah, money flow all looks the same on everything. VWAP coming to the downside. I would be careful. These are the levels I would look at, though. Yeah, you want to reclaim this previous value area low. So look to come up to the POC value area high. If not, next significant level. Let me clear some of this stuff. Next significant level, I mean, come on, volume. Come on, volume. There you go. Oh, that's definitely what that level was. It was this shelf of volume. That's what it was. So right about here, this is shelf of volume. Yeah, so if you wind up losing this, you got a pretty big gap here, guys. Pretty big volume gap, right? So if you break down, See how you got that quick move to the downside, likely due to the volume gap. When you get the quick moves up, oftentimes when you lose that level again, you will get the quick move down as well, especially when you have the confirmation of the volume gap being there. And if you did do that, I would expect a potential bounce to come in at that shelf of volume where you have this little spike right here. And then if you didn't hold that, I would simply be looking down to this value area. Which, you know, we're pretty far away from, but I would be looking at this, right? With your value area high. Let's check it. Bada boom. POC, value area low. Bada boom, right there. So that is kind of what I would be looking at on algo. But again, be very careful. The 4-hour is saying up, and a lot of other stuff is saying down. So kind of getting a lot of mixed signals here. So I would be paying attention to the key levels over everything else. And then let's take a real quick look at Caspa. I'm going to do this one quick and dirty, guys, because we do have to go ahead and start spinning the wheel. Let's see, Caspa MEXC. See it, bada boom, nah. Where is our, I guess MEXC was our Caspa chart. Let's see. Shout out to Caspa. If you guys are not in the dining room, guys, we sniped this Caspa. I say this every time we look at it. Caspa below a penny. I believe it was like right here. It's like 0.003, I believe is where we found it, like right around here. Yeah, right up in here, I believe, is where we found it. Might have been lower. But if you get into the dining room, in the Discord, let me actually pull that up real quick for anybody who's interested. Let's pull it up. Where is it? Bada boom, bada bing. There we are. There we go. So if you guys are interested, let me pull this up. Pull up the screen. Bada boom. Let's see. There you go. Right. So this is basically our freemium Discord, guys. You get about weekly TA posts from the premium Discord, right? It's either a trade setup or potentially just a little bit of a premium TA update, right? And we also do the airdrop watch where Chemistry Bro and Tyler Durden are keeping everybody updated with new airdrops. And we are going to be adding someone else to this team here, guys, to get a little bit more activity in here, dropping newer airdrops. So stay tuned for that. These are about to be very, very popping, a lot of these channels. And then the Altcoin Gems channel, where we use token metrics to snipe potential bullish altcoins that look like they want to pop to the upside. This is how we were able to find Caspa. I'm not going to find it, but if you search through here, you will see when we were looking at Caspa below a penny. So if you guys are interested in using checking out token metrics to get these altcoin gems, check out the dining room. It's freemium. But if you have any of our affiliate links, all you have to do is enter your user ID into Femex, BitGet, BingX, and MEXC, whichever ones you're using. Drop your user ID up in the box, and then give our mods a couple of days to get you in there, and you'll get access to all this, especially on top of 24-hour Lux Algo streams, so you can keep an eye on what Lux Algo is doing for free, and then 24/7 bookmap, prioritize content requests, giveaways, etc. So go check it out. But anyway, taking a look at Caspa here, are we going to get a correction? Let's take a look, right? So two very clear volume profiles here, guys. So let's pull this range, bada boom, and we will pull this range as well. So why is this profile different than this profile? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen happen. Pink POC, white POC. Not sure why that happened. Anyway, and let me actually get rid of the backgrounds. Histogram box, 0. Get rid of the histogram box, 0. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw these as ranges. Bada boom. Bada bing. Right, so these are kind of the main value areas that I would be looking at, guys. Pretty low volume between them, right? So that's why you're getting these quick moves up and these quick moves down, right, through these gaps, right? Volume gap, high volume node, high-ish volume node, big gap, right? So quick moves through the gaps, and then price will get attracted to those high volume nodes. So simply put here, I would be, let's check the daily real quick. Yeah, daily money flow crossed over into the red. Honestly, doing pretty good for a money flow crossover into the red, if I'm being quite honest with you. Weekly VWAP on its way back to the upside. Check out the 2-day. Yeah, 2-day red dot printing. Is that a blood diamond? No, not quite. Let's check the 4-day. Red dot confirmed. 2-day, red dot confirmed. And daily, looking for a potential green dot as that VWAP is rolling back to the upside. So, again, you know, money flow on the daily is definitely more bearish. 16-hour money flow is bullish. What is going on with the money flow? Like, what is going on here? Like, money flow looks great with the green dot looking to print on the 16-hour for Caspa. 12-hour money flow about to cross over into the green and get a green dot. So the 12 and the 16-hour look bullish, but the daily, I mean, maybe that when that green dot prints, you get a move to the upside, but yeah, kind of getting a lot of mixed signals here, guys. Like 4 hours completely indecisive. 2-hour, yeah, 2-hour looking for the red dot. I'd be careful, guys. The altcoins are looking pretty unpredictable, in my opinion, or at least the ones that we've been looking at today. Not all of them. But, yeah, I would pay attention to these levels. I would just be looking at the volume profiles right now, paying much more attention to the key levels than the indicators right now. So we got value area low, POC, value area high, and then we got value area high, POC, value area low. So these are the key levels I would be looking at, guys. If you continue to reject from this value area high, we've been accepted back into the range. We could get a move to the POC or value area low. Bada boom. And then if we get a breakout, I would expect a quick move through this low volume gap, and I would be targeting this POC because remember the high volume nodes, which are often, which are literally the points of control, are the highest volume nodes within the range. These act as magnets for price, right? So when you have a gap above, once you break above this level of resistance, there's nothing holding you back from just getting completely sucked up to that POC, and that's exactly what you see happen here and here. Right? So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on Casp. I'd be careful with the alts right now. They are not that clear right now, to be quite honest with you. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, don't forget to do BTC Golden Cross. Call it like you do with ETH. Make it happen, boss. We believe in you. Shout out to Golden. Yes, if you stick around for the Frankie fake out, we will take a look at that Golden Cross, but we gotta start spinning this wheel of pain and pleasure because we are running out of time. So let's go ahead and pull up the wheel of pain and pleasure. How many likes did we get? Let's check it. Did we hit the goal? 448 likes, 100 likes shy. If we go ahead and if we take if we get 550 likes before we end the stream, guys, we will add that hat to the giveaway. But if not, we'll just spin 4 times. Let's get it. Let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital. Where's he at? People saying your name, bro. Let's see. Wait, we can say. Yo, shout out to Dave, bro. Shout out to Dave. I almost walked into that one. Yo. Oh, God. Scam wheel here. Scam wheel. Let's check it out. Oh, my gosh. What is going on? Shout out to Jake. Can we check Jasmine? We could try to check Jasmine on the fake out. Just stick around till after we pull that waiting room up. I will be back very shortly. We could try to take a look at Jasmine if we have time. If we don't have time, Jake, we will take a look at it on tomorrow's stream. Mods, if you could add it to the alt list tomorrow. If we don't look at it, I will take a look at it for you, bro. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Elise Wade. Says, why spin the wheel if you know you're going to give us something? Because the wheel picks how much stuff we're going to give to you, Elite. Let's see. Shout out to Moon. Yo, Moon Boot Boy. Shout out to you. Says, yo, Frankie, quick BTC TA before you leave. Shout out to you, bro. Stick around, bro. Stick around. You might be pleasantly surprised. All right, there we go. 2 out of 5 giveaways. Not the best hit rate. Smash up that like button. But there you go. Dave Digital said, stop scamming us, Frankie. And will you please show Bitcoin? Shout out to Dave. I can't wait to maybe potentially one day hear where this is coming from and why everybody wants to see Bitcoin all the time, multiple times. But yeah, shout out to Jessica, said pink hat yet. At Tony D. Let me know. Shout out to Sensor Green. Sensor Green, can you please explain the Lux Algo Essentials indicator? If you get into the free Discord, there is a video in there of me going over how to use it. So get in there and check it out. But it's essentially a volume profile with some extra features, right? And if you watch that video, it's pretty simple. But I go through exactly how to set it up and what you should be looking at. So check that out, brother. Yeah, shout out to Leeway, says he has a video on the indicator. So shout out to you guys. But with all that being said, guys, that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in and hanging out till the end of the stream. I genuinely mean that. I don't just say that because I'm on camera. I actually appreciate you guys allowing me to come up here and do this TA for 2 hours every single day and fulfill my dream of helping you guys make money, whether the price is going up or down. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Shout out to the Mafia. Did we take a look at Bitcoin? We'll look at it tomorrow. Hasta pasta, Mafia. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve. Shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. Down wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them noxious. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And woo. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Woo. Watch out, set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins. Yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits. Yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the play.
Oh, we're back, guys. We're back. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do some BTC TA, as you guys very, very wildly asked for. High demand for Bitcoin TA today, guys. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Golden Cross. Here we go. So here we are, guys. The infamous Golden Cross, or the famous Golden Cross, right? I guess the Death Cross would be infamous. But here we are, right? Now, if you guys don't know, the Golden Cross occurs. Now, also, if you guys don't feel like setting this all up yourself, if you come over to your indicators and just type in Death Cross, I have no affiliation with these people. It's free anyway. But Death Cross, 200 moving average, 50 moving average cross checker here. This is the one that I use by Mex Payne. I guess that's a play on the word Max Payne, or the name Max Payne. But there you go, right? You could just use this, and basically it just plots the moving averages for you. And not only that, it also marks out the golden and the death crosses, right? So this is the Golden Cross, right? This is where everybody talks about, hey, like this is kind of similar to the Bitcoin ETF, right? Like Golden Cross, we're going to the moon. Not impossible, right? Not impossible. But if you backtest these guys, let me take off the volume profile really quick and make this full screen. So last time we had a Golden Cross, which I guess, wait, what the? If we go to the daily, let's go to the daily. So Golden Cross on the daily, right? So this daily Golden Cross, you can see generally you get the Golden Cross, and then everyone thinks you're going to the moon, right? And granted, like, what happened when we got this golden cross? Let's mark it out and unhide the TA. Golden cross was immediately followed, and this is on the daily, but it's all basically the same thing, right? Golden cross wound up giving you almost an immediate, you popped up to the upside a little bit, and then you wound up getting an 8% dump before getting another move to the upside of about 16% before a massive move down of about 22%, right? So granted, these golden crosses, and then over time, right, this wound up eventually giving you a bigger move to the upside. But then again, right, death cross, massive upside, right? And then you got another golden cross right here, which triggered that more upside. But if you come on over to the weekly, guys, it's not as cut and clean as simply looking for a golden cross and then just longing to the moon, right? So here's the thing. Can it give us more upside? Yes. But historically, I actually have a video on the channel going back and going over all the death crosses and golden crosses and kind of comparing them and expecting what you can, looking at what you could expect with the, I think it was a death cross at the time we were getting. And I think we wound up being right about it, right? So it's not that this is not a bullish signal, but you have to take a lot more into consideration than just the golden cross. Because again, like if we just come back down to the daily, right? I mean, we can go back and test them. Yeah, so golden cross doesn't mean immediate upside, right? We kind of went sideways and then eventually got a big move to the upside. But oftentimes, you actually wind up seeing the opposite happen, right? So you got to be careful. And I'm not going to go through, we're on a Frankie fake out here, so I'm not going to spend all the time going back and back testing them. But I highly recommend you guys go back and back test these, not only on the daily, but you can test all the crosses on the weekly, etc. Again, like death cross, massive upside. Right? So, like, if people were, like, just, like, not FOMO, but they were, like, likely a lot of people see this, right? And retail will just, like, giga short this, right? And then what happens is essentially from that candle, like, even if you pull it from the top of the candle, you wind up getting a massive 105% increase, right? So, death cross, like, what happened to the death cross, right? And now we're seeing a golden cross. So, like, this should be a great example of why you should not just be, like, FOMO longing off a golden cross, because a lot of people were probably FOMO shorting off the death cross thinking that we're going to get a massive, guys, this is where we get down to 8K. This is where we get down to 12 to 14K. And what happened? Little dip and then massive upside, right? So can this give us more upside? Potentially, right? But it's likely not just going to yeet us up to gigantically higher prices. You have to be careful. It's not that it's not a bullish signal, but you have to be careful, right? If it was as easy as just like buying a ton of Bitcoin on a golden cross and then it's just up and to the right forever, investing and trading would be the simplest thing in the world, right? So just be careful. And again, one last time, let this be a lesson, right? Like, sure, you came down a little bit, but then you would have been way better off going giga long here rather than giga short off the death cross. So just keep that in mind. But, maybe we get some short-term upside. Maybe we get some. It's kind of hard to say, right? Like, I don't trade based off moving averages. To be honest, I pay very little attention to the golden crosses and the death crosses just because of things like this. I look at so much other stuff that gives me more of a clear view of what is likely to happen in the short, medium, and long term. But, definitely like not a bad thing, but just be careful because it's not just like a guaranteed rip it to the upside. So just be careful out there with these golden crosses, guys. But again, go check out that indicator. Whatever. I showed it. You can scrub back and look at it. It's free, and it just plots them very, very easily for you. So with all that being said, shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking around till the end of the stream. I can't imagine there's many people still in here. 324 people still sticking around. Not bad. Shout out to the Cryptic Sniper. Said, awesome show. Thank you. Yo, 12 says we're here for alts, not TA. Shout out to 12 Big. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And again, going through those Discord DMs, guys, you hit me in the feels, for real. Like, the support is insane. The Discord messages that we get really is eye-opening to how many people we actually help on this channel. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Self Wealth Crypto, Dave Digital, Mark Dutch, Psychedelic Astronaut. He said, hang out, bro. We can hang out. I'm kidding. I got to go tend to Mrs. Candle's finger, which she thinks is like hanging off. It's like a paper cut, but it's okay. But no, shout out to you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Mods, if we can add Jasmine to the list tomorrow. Jake, I'm sorry, I got to get out of here, bro, but we will take a look at it tomorrow for you. And with all that being said, we'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know, on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out,